Here's a question I got from someone on my email newsletter recently. How do I know if this is what I'm meant to be doing? I'm 37. Shouldn't I know by now? This is a really common question that I come across. And I want to just start off with saying there's nothing you're meant to do. Okay? There's no predetermined thing you're meant to do, as far as we know. There are probably multiple things that would be a good fit for you. There's no one thing that is the right fit. And I say this to take off a bit of the pressure around this idea that you have to find the thing you're meant to do or the right thing you should do with your life. There are multiple right things. There are multiple things that are going to be a good fit. There's always going to be something else out there that will also be a fit for you. And there might also always be something out there that's going to be a better fit for you. But we can't possibly know everything that's out there. So sometimes we just have to make a decision with what we know currently, the information we have currently, as to what's going to be the best fit of what's available to us, of what we know, of the ideas that we have. Because the more we can relieve pressure around making a decision of what we want to do, or pressure around what we're doing with our work, with our life, the less stress we're going to feel. And when we feel stress, we become more stupid. We make worse decisions. We can't see as clearly. This is the point I make a lot. So the more we can reduce stress around making decisions, the more we can reduce stress around what we're doing with our time and our life, the more we can make better decisions, the more we can see clearly what we want. So this question, it sounds like there's a little bit of FOMO happening. That I don't know from this question if this person's enjoying their work or not, but they're wondering if this is what I'm meant to be doing. So I'm guessing there's what's happening here is maybe, I'm enjoying what I'm doing, but what if there's something better? And there probably is something better, and that's okay. It doesn't mean where you are now can't also be great. There are a lot of career options out there. Research shows we are less likely to buy something the more options there are, because the more options there are, the more we get stuck in decision paralysis. I think that's why a lot of us have trouble deciding what we want to do for our work these days, because there's so many options. So how do we actually choose and just be content with where we are? The best we can do is look at, the best we can do, one thing is just to tune into our gut and be like, does this feel like a good fit for me? Our guts are very wise. Our guts are called our second brain. More analytically, we can look at, what do I believe in? What drives me? What am I good at? What do I care about? What's important to me? What do I value? We can look at these different pieces, step back, identify what these things are for us, who we are, what we believe in, what we're good at, and then look at, how well does that line up with what I do? And if it lines up pretty well, if it's ticking most of those boxes, then you're probably in a place that's great. So hopefully that can allow you to just be like, I'm going to be okay with where I am. And to let go of that FOMO, to let go of that thought, what if there's something better out there? Because there's always going to be something better. Just like we can always be better. We always have more potential to fulfill. We can always perform better. We can always do better. We can always be better people. That's never going to end. Same with this. There's probably always going to be something better. I'm just looking at my notes here. So if you feel restless with where you are, I encourage you to reflect on those things. And if you're feeling restless, you have two choices. One, change your thinking about your situation, or two, change your situation. I always recommend starting with number one. Look at your thinking around your situation. If you're thinking, there's facts, and then there's our thoughts about those facts. So the fact might be you work as a nurse in a hospital. You might work 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., 4 days in a row, and then have 4 days off. Those are facts. Your stories might be, I should have weekends off. I'm not helping people enough. Right? So all those things that come up, or the story might be, this job isn't good enough. The story might be, there's something I'm meant to be doing and I don't know if this is it. Those are all stories. And we can choose, I'm not saying they're good or bad, we're all making stories all the time. We can choose if we want to keep believing those stories or not. But to start with examining our thinking around our situation is a great place to start, because then we have more choice over whether we want to keep that thinking or whether we want to shift it to something that might help us to feel better with where we are. And once we've looked at our thinking, if we still want to make a change, then make a change. If you're still feeling restless, make a change. And then when you make a change, you know it's not because of your poor mindset. You know it's something that just probably isn't the best fit for you. So the second thing here with this person from my newsletter said that they're 37 and they think they should know by now. So I just want to point out to remember there's no objective rule book around where we should be at any point in time, at any age, at any stage in life. There's no predetermined rules here. We're creating our own rule books all the time based off of our past experiences, past people, childhood, all that fun stuff. So it sounds like here, this person who wrote me, it sounds like their personal rule book says they should know what they are doing for sure by age 37. But people don't know what they're doing at all ages, at all stages of life. Like, this comes up for everyone at different times, and it's okay to be there. There's nothing that says you ever have to know exactly what you're doing. You might choose that you want that, but you don't have to. There's no should here. There's no should of where we should be at any age. That doesn't exist. These are all stories. They're all stories in our head and maybe heads of others. But we have control over the stories we want to create. So are the stories we're creating helping us or hindering us? Sounds like here, that story is probably hindering. That story is probably creating a lot of stress of like, I should know what I want to do by 37, so I'm not there. Oh my God. And that puts us in like freeze mode. Freeze or hide mode. I'm going to go watch Netflix all day. Right? That doesn't motivate us. It makes us stressed. It doesn't make us feel confident to go out and try new things or talk to new people or figure things out. So it's counterintuitive. So change the story to one that's more helpful of like, I don't know where I am and that's okay. Or I don't know if this is where I want to be and that's okay. I'm going to do this, and this to feel more content. I'm going to look at my thinking. I'm going to talk to this person. I'm going to job shadow someone or volunteer, or I'm going to work with a person to help me get clear. Take some kind of action. So the big point here, reduce stress. There's nowhere you're meant to be. There's nothing you're meant to be doing. And there's nowhere you should be by a certain age. Those stories are never helpful. They're never helpful. At least I haven't seen them be helpful to date.